Hello everybody. Today we're going to be doing something special to me. Haven't really shown it on the channel at all. This is my rank up game to Master Ball. I was at 1,441 points, so one game away. And this is a post commentary because for some reason my voice didn't record the first time. But that's okay. So we're about to get into this. Quick run over the deck really fast. This is a double red, double Pokemon Center Lady Mars build, so no Leafs in this deck. I felt it was a little bit more consistent without Leaf for me personally. But yeah, just a quick deck overview before we get into it. But yeah, since this is a post voiced over, I know what happens, but you guys don't. So we'll go ahead and show you what happens here. I'll try and commentate as I'm playing, and hopefully you guys can learn something here. This is the deck that I used for my last big push up to this final rank here. So yeah, we're going up against Fighting Deck right now. We see a Farfetch'd out front, so a little bit confused as to what this was off rip. Was thinking maybe Rampardos Hitmonlee with maybe a Marshadow or something. That was my best guess. But we did get the coin flip, and against a deck like this, it's always nice. The only deck that we don't want to get the second coin flip on is a mirror match. We like to get the first coin flip on that so that we can start our Giratina earlier. But other than that, that's all we got. So we get a little bit unlucky and pull a second Darkrai. But our starting hand here was really good. Giant Cape's always great to have. Potion and Pokemon Lady for heals off of this first Farfetch'd attack that we're gonna get slapped with here at first. And Sabrina's always great. You can always do a little something special with her, so she's great to have on hand. All we can do there is place an energy down and quit. I thought for a second about putting the other Darkrai in and playing it in the back, but that would have been a bad idea, and I'm glad I didn't do it. So our opponent pops Iono here. Places a Hitmonlee down that we do not care about, but the Iono was pretty interesting play. Didn't really hate it. Didn't love it a whole ton either, but that's okay. We did pull a Giratina from that, which is very nice, so we can start building that in the back here in the next turn. Cyrus is also great to have on hand, especially when Darkrai's doing damage to something in the front, so it can't escape for free. We still have Pokemon Center, which is nice, and 2 reds are always good, especially if they're playing Gallade, which was a possibility at the time. So we go in here and prop Giratina down. We place a Dark Energy on Darkrai here in the front. We also see that we have Potion, which is big, so we can play for the heal out and absolutely win this Farfetch'd without dying to the Marshadow in the back that can do 100 on reverse KOs. Our opponent then takes just a second to think about what they're doing here, and we are just waiting. We feel in a really good position right now. We're pretty much dominating this. We haven't seen any buildup of anything. Rampardos, Gallade, absolutely nothing. So we're not really fearing this. We're trying to accelerate the process and try and get as many points as fast as we can. Our opponent then Ionos again, which I thought was very weird. I haven't seen a deck run 2 Ionos ever. So that was very interesting. And then he plays a flip out into Hitmonlee here. But we Iono Cyrus a second time, which then enables us to kill this Farfetch'd. We're going to proc our Pokeball first, because why not? I also mull over for a second if the best decision is to Cyrus here. I thought about Pokemon Ladying on here, but then I realized it was a bad idea because the Marshadow could just come in later and we won't be able to kill this Farfetch'd. So the best plan is to just Cyrus here, and then we were able to proc this Farfetch'd and kill him here, and then whatever comes in dies, as Darkrai's attack does 80. I also realize here that since this Marshadow does have an energy on it, it can come in and KOS next turn, so putting the cape on makes him proc red for the force, and he then concedes there, knowing that there isn't really anything he can do. So Darkrai hard carries us through this win here. Really, really, really solid game for us, luck-wise, and we catch the Master Ball rank up. It looks sick. So we're going to go ahead and explain some of my process and luck throughout the ranked system here. We are going to start by looking at my win-loss ratio, where we end up at 51.6%. With 312 wins and 209 losses, which I don't feel is terrible. It's definitely not the best ratings of all time, but definitely not bad. Definitely had a couple rough patches for sure, but I also had some really good win streaks. I had a 15-2 day yesterday to get to this point. I also had a 15-1 day coming through Master Ball 3 with a different deck that we'll show you here in a minute. I also ran really good through the late Great Ball with another deck, so we'll talk about that, but you can see some of my end win streaks. I caught a 7 there, and yeah, so felt really, really, really good to get this finally done, but I am going to try and grind up for top 10,000 at least. I also like to get into top 5,000. That would be great. So yeah, we're going to try our best and see where we can get. So we're now going to go ahead and look at some of the decks that I ran during this process. We're going to start with the deck that I ran from Pokeball all the way through Great Ball. This is a Arceus Dialga deck with Mew and Double Shaman. It felt really good for then. It was really consistent and was able to build up Arceus in the back. But as I got into early Ultra Ball, I realized that it was not as consistent as I needed it to be. And I started running other decks like this Gyarapakia deck. It's a typical Gyarapakia deck. I also ran Meowscarada Beedrill, which did me really well for quite a few games, but those were very minorly run. I also ran this very interesting Pika-Gira Magnezone deck, as you're seeing here on the screen. It felt a lot more consistent than you'd think. A lot of different ways to play it. Pretty cool. We also played this Rampardos Hitmonlee deck that did me really, really good through Ultra Ball 1, 2, and some of 3. Felt really good to build up and have 2 Pokemon die in a game. This is the Giratina Mewtwo deck that did me so good through all of Ultra Ball 3 and most of 4 before I finally switched over to the Darkrai Giratina deck that you just saw me play, and we talked a little bit about beforehand. But this is the final deck listing. It feels really, really good and consistent. I would highly recommend this. You can use red multiple times in a game, which is awesome, and Mars does great stuff there. So we're finally able to claim the Master Ball rank. Like I said, I'll keep grinding, so hopefully I'll be able to get there later. But that's going to be all. Thank you guys, and see you later.